You're in the Stampede, West Virginia Metro News' only show dedicated exclusively to the Thundering Herd. Here's your host, Dave Wilson.
Big win for the Herd. Finally picking up a road victory, topping UCF in Orlando. And I'd be lying if I would say that I was shocked, that I was not shocked, because I was a bit surprised. Because, look, recent history not on the Herd side on the road. Marshall has not played well on the road at all this season. Period. Hasn't played well on the road. So going to Orlando, playing UCF, playing Donnie Jones, we know the whole backstory to that. Wasn't, 100% certain. Of course, how could you be certain of what team you were going to get? But they came out. Elijah Pittman played great. Nigel Spikes had a great game. DeAndre Kane played a great game. And again, we've seen flashes all season of this basketball team that has the potential to be really good. And this was another flash. And I was actually listening to the UCF broadcast last night. No offense to my good friend Steve Cotton. But I was listening to what the UCF commentators were saying. And they mentioned it, and they said this is the team, this is why Tom Harrion thinks that if they can get into the CUSA tournament, get that first-round bye, they've got a shot. Why not? Marshall right now just a game out of fifth. Fifth is the last seed that gets a first-round bye in the Conference USA tournament, which isn't all that far off. So, again, we've rode this roller coaster all season with this team. The lowest low, losing to Southern Miss in Hattiesburg, then going up to Memphis, nearly beating the Tigers at FedEx Forum, sweeping UCF this season. We'll see what the conference tournament has to hold for this Thundering Herd basketball team. Switching gears a bit, this is February. It's snowing. There's sleet in the forecast. And it's time to talk baseball. And head coach Jeff Waggoner, head coach for the Marshall Thundering Herd baseball team, is joining us here on the Stampede. And Coach Waggoner has been around the block with the Thundering Herd, this nomadic team, no home field advantage. Really, when you go anywhere, you play Beckley, Charleston. For your home games, you're all over the place. This team getting set for what's going to be a difficult run for the Thundering Herd through Conference USA because of the teams, because of the competition they'll have to face. And as I mentioned, Coach Waggoner joining us here on the Stampede. And, Coach, first of all, what do you have coming back for the Thundering Herd here in 2013?
We're going to start off with our top pitcher, Aaron Blair. Aaron was a right-handed pitcher. He was 8-0 this summer in the Cape Cod League and projected as a high draft. And he's the leader of our pitching rotation. With our lineup, we've got 5 seniors in our lineup that we feel like can do a great job and use their experience and leadership to help our young guys. And, that's highlighted by Isaac Blue leading off, and Gray Stafford in the 2-hole, and Nathan Gomez a 3-hole hitter, Matt Kirkwood a 4-hole hitter, and Alfredo Brito a 5-hole hitter. All seniors, all 5 are seniors.
I want to talk a little bit about Isaac Ballou here in just a minute, but you mentioned Aaron Blair. Had an outstanding summer, pitched up in the Cape Cod League, was 6-0 in the regular season, 2-0 in the playoffs. Ended up striking out 60 batters in 51 1/3 innings. What was he able to take away from his experience up in the Cape to apply to Marshall and really become that anchor on the pitching staff that you are looking for this season?
Going up to the Cape, Aaron was a good pitcher. Obviously, his record didn't indicate that, but I think it just proved to himself, too, that he was one of the best, that he faced the nation's best this summer. And I think it showed the team that anybody can be successful in our program and, be one of the best. And he did that and showed our program. And I think what it helps is shows younger guys that have goals of being able to accomplish things like that. And obviously that brings the leadership there and things that he's been able to accomplish. And hopefully that'll rub off on some of our younger pitchers.
Isaac Ballou was drafted as a sophomore. Last year, the June Major League Draft comes around. His name not called. He's really used that now as a motivational tool as he's getting ready for this 2013 season.
Isaac was drafted sophomore year and then wasn't drafted junior year, and that's how the draft goes. It was hard at first on draft day, but, Isaac's the type that he went back to work. The next day he went back to work. You could really tell when he got back from summer vacation in the summer leagues. He just put a lot of work in the weight room and got stronger, swing looks better, and just come all-around player. I mean, I don't know how they're going to be able to turn him down this year with how much work he's put into it.
Talking with Jeff Waggoner, the head baseball coach for Marshall University. Thundering Herd getting the season started last week at ODU, taking on North Carolina A&T. And Coastal Carolina this weekend. Coach, we talked about the guys coming back, Blair anchoring the pitching staff, Ballou in the middle of the lineup, but who are some of the new guys this year you are looking to make an
impact? We're going to start a freshman left fielder by the name of Chase Vogelbach. We're going to probably bat him in the 6-hole, guy that from Florida that just came in from the fall, just really hitting, and he's showing maturity past his years. Aaron Bossie's a freshman third baseman that's really played well this fall, and we expect him to hit the 7-hole and play third base. We've had a couple transfers that came in that should make a sudden impact on the mound. We had a few freshmen that we're going to start. Chase Foster, he's a freshman. He's going to start on the weekends for us. He's really threw well this fall, and he's got a command of 3 pitches, and he shows great poise and competitiveness on the mound. Michael Taylor, another right-handed pitcher. We look for great things on the weekend rotation out of him. And we have a couple left-handed pitchers that we brought in that we feel like can help us with the left-handed role. And Alex Staxton really did a good job this fall. And Sam Hunter, another guy that really has shown good this spring so far. So, a lot of those guys, it's hard to determine the rules as part of the season, and you need some games underneath you, and that's why you play these early games before you open up conference to understand what your team's about, what roles they're going to fit in, and you try to do your best this weekend as a coaching staff to.
And you mentioned some of these early games, Coach. The non-conference schedule just as formidable as the conference schedule coming up this year. WVU 3 times. You have a series with Kentucky. Play Coastal Carolina. I mean, you guys really have beefed up the schedule this season, especially adding WVU.
Yeah, there's no question. I mean, Conference USA speaks for itself with East Carolina, Rice, Southern Miss. You go down a list. I mean, Tulane, schools that have gone on to Omaha and did great things in college baseball, and the atmosphere is unbelievable when you go there, and it's what college baseball is about. And then you throw in our non-conference schedule, which, I'm glad we're doing it early to get us ready for the conference play. I mean, highlighted with the West Virginia series that, should help both programs get exposure and, great atmospheres for those games, and hopefully get us ready for, our tough conference and the Big 12, which is as good or better a conference in baseball. You could also throw in, we got Kentucky, who's going to be a top 10 team, and Coastal Carolina early on, who will be a ranked team. So, we got our hands full, but it's a test early on that we'll get to find out a lot more about our club.
Talking with head coach Jeff Waggoner, head baseball coach at Marshall University. Coach, you've now been with the Thundering Herd 6, 7 seasons, something like that. And how have you changed as a coach from when you first arrived as a young guy coming from NC State, coming to Huntington? How has your style, or has your style changed from year one to where you are now with the Thundering Herd here in 2013?
I've changed a lot. I feel obviously trying to learn every year and try to get better at the game. And, I took the job over. I was 29 years old, and, there's a lot of things I had to learn. I think being a head coach, coming from assistant coach to head coach, you learn a lot about yourself, and to be able to change with, obviously with the new place and with new players coming in. But, there's a lot of things in college baseball changed. The rules have changed, the faster pace in games, the bats have changed. So you have to change. You have to change your coaching style a little bit, and you learn. You learn as you go, and you never stop learning. And I think that you try to make adjustments every year, and I feel like I did that. And you try to get the players that fit your mold and what you're trying to, what your philosophies are. So I'd say that the game of baseball has changed in college baseball. That's probably changed a lot of, styles of head coaches.
And you mentioned the bats changing in college baseball. You can't wait around and know that 2 or 3 run homer is going to come. Fundamentals have really become a major part of the game, pitching a major part of the game, more so. Do you like that style?
No question about it. You're trying to get a pitching staff that goes out and packs the zone and throws strikes because of new bats, and at the same time, you got to teach your hitters. You got to teach more, in situational game and be able to produce runs. And you got to win one-run ball games. And so you spent a lot of time in the fall more on situational stuff than you did in the past.
He's the head coach of the Marshall Thundering Herd baseball program, Jeff Waggoner. Coach, good luck this season as you take on that Conference USA schedule. And, Marshall baseball, we've talked about this, and no, I did not ask him about a new facility. I mean, that's not even kicking a dead horse. That's beating it with a sledgehammer. There's no reason that is not even on the table at this point, although we all know the baseball team needs a new place to play. It has to play its home games in Charleston or Beckley. It's not a good situation. That puts the team behind the 8 ball as it tries to compete with the likes of Rice and Houston and Southern Miss, but Waggoner has done it in the past. He got his team all the way to the conference championship game. I believe it was his second or third year with the Thundering Herd. That'll do it for the Stampede this week. Folks, spring football is not that far off. We're about a month away, give or take a day or 3, before the Thundering Herd football team will be out on the turf at Jones C. Edwards Stadium. Basketball headed down the home stretch. We'll talk more about all of that next time. For my producer, Tyler Mertens, I'm Dave Wilson. Follow me on Twitter, Dave Wilson, MN, Metro News. Get it? And email me anytime, dwilson@wvradio.com. For Tyler, I'm Dave. Thanks for watching.